Hello, hello. Welcome to my second stream here on YouTube. How's everyone in chat doing today? I've got a fun project coming up here. We are going to be making, or probably not all today, but we're going to be working on the rest of the Unown forms that didn't end up on the wall. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Hey everyone. Chessington, Cora, Ariane. Hey everybody. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited for another stream. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a good time. You want a 10-hour stream. Oh, I don't know if I got that in me today. We'll go a couple hours at least, David, but 10, that's maybe a stretch. JJ Love, hey. Nicola, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. It's so cool to see all you guys here. This is exciting. I have a nice new microphone. Hopefully the audio's all right. Should be better than the last stream. I got one kindly gifted to me by my cousin, so the audio should be of slightly better quality. I'll just have to talk closer to the mic because this one is very directionally sensitive, so I'll just have to make sure to keep that in range. But yeah, the goal today, we're going to start making the unknowns, and because it's been so highly requested, I see all the comments on the shorts. Everybody wants a shiny Pokemon, and today there will be a chance for a shiny Pokemon. I have been graciously lent this beautiful, show you D20 by my roommate, and if we hit a natural 20, that unknown form is going to be shiny. All right, that's the deal. Thanks to ArtCal sending me a bunch of beads, I was able to get a lot of like these shades of gray and black that we need for Unown. So if I were to make them all shiny, I wouldn't even be able to use those. But this gives us a chance. And with 27 forms, the odds should be in our favor that we hit at least one shiny. And I kind of want to make a shiny too. So I'm kind of hoping to roll a natural 20 as well. But anyway, we might as well just get started. This is your first stream on the channel, Chessington? Well, this is actually the second stream ever on the channel, so you're getting in early. You are definitely getting in early on the streams, because I have not done many of these, so I'm glad you're here. All right, and I think I have... Is that showing up? What is that image? Oh, this one. Boom. Wow. We've got the unknown A up here. Oh yeah, first we have to roll. So, without further ado, I'm not going to hold you in suspense for too long. Let's see if unknown A is going to be a shiny right off the bat. I don't know how the resolution is going to pick up this die roll, but here it goes. What is that? Well, we hit a 5. So we're just going to make a regular unknown A to start. That would have been sick if we hit a shiny off rip. But I guess we're going to have to settle for just the regular black and gray unknown A. All right, let's see if I can stay in frame here. Fergus been watching the channel since episode 51. That was a long time ago. I don't think I was even doing voiceovers at that time. So that's cool. Thank you for watching for so long. Where do I gotta start here? And just let me know if the audio gets a little funky or something, so I'm not, sometimes the mic gets a little far away or the music gets a little too loud, so you can always just let me know if that's going awry. Cora, you've been here since Machamp. That was a good one. That was one of my favorites that I made back in the day. And it's honestly probably still one of my favorites. I really like how the shading turned out on that one. That was a good one. Jirachi, do I annoy you with all my comments? No, you don't annoy me at all. That's actually super cool that you comment on every video. I really like seeing all of your hype for Jirachi, especially since Jirachi will likely be one of the last Pokemon on the wall. I think they'll make it, but it's going to be one of the last ones. So that's really cool that you've been commenting for like 5 months. That's more dedication than even I have. So that's awesome. No, definitely not annoying. All of your comments are great. Unless you're insulting me or making me cry, I'm not annoyed by your comments. Hello, Egoi? E-A-G-O-I? I don't know how to pronounce your name, but if it's Egoi, hello. Welcome. What is my favorite Pokemon I've put on the wall? Oh, it gets harder every day because I always look at the Pokemon I make that day and I'm like, oh, I really like how this one turned out. And then I look at all the other ones I said that about and it's like, well, I can't pick all of them as my favorite. But I really like Machamp. It was good. We just talked about. I really love Snorlax. Snorlax turned out awesome. I really like how Steelix turned out. Magnemite was probably the first one where I was like, wow, this one cooked. I really like this one. So those are my answers. You've been posting for 40 days about waiting for Blaziken? Nice. No, that's awesome. I like seeing which Pokemon you guys are excited for because it makes me more excited to put effort into that video because I know people are waiting for it. And so I like to take extra special time to make sure that I'm doing it justice. It gives me motivation, so definitely keep doing it. Can't wait for the question mark unknown, the mischievous bull. Yeah, definitely. Question mark is probably not going to happen today because I will be going in order from A through question mark, but we'll get there. This will be probably a few streams. Ichigo, really love your work. These videos make my day. Thank you. You made my day by showing up in the stream. Happy to make them if it's going to make your guys' day, and it's a lot of fun for me too. Can you tell me how to pronounce your name properly in like phonetics? I want to make sure that I get it right. What am I gonna do with all the Unown? That I still haven't decided yet. I was thinking it might be a silly gag to hide them around my house for my roommates to find. You know, just like stick them on the wall somewhere in the kitchen or in the living room or something. That might be a silly little gag. Or I was thinking maybe put them on my ceiling. I don't know how well they'd stay up there, but it would be kind of funny to have like a bunch of Unowns hovering around the light. That could be cool. But if you guys have some ideas, definitely drop them in chat. I am more than open to hearing them. Top Gen 3 you are most looking forward to do? The whole Mudkip line is one of my faves. Mudkip for sure. The starters are great. I really like Shiftry. Shiftry is one I'm really looking forward to making. The legendaries are all hype. Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza. That is another incredible trio. Other Gen 3s. I think Shiftry is probably my favorite. That was probably my favorite Gen 3 as a kid. And he's just really cool. The music is relaxing? Yeah, it definitely is. This is Pokey and Chill by Michael, M-I-K-E-L. It's some music I use in my video and in the last live stream, so definitely check them out. They make good stuff. And they don't claim if I use it on stream, so big shoutouts to them. It's pronounced E-A-Ju. I think that's the best way to do it phonetically. E-A-Ju or E-A-Ju. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have gotten that from the way it's spelt, but I'll try and remember that. Thanks for clarifying. Can't wait for the Trico link. Yeah, Trico's gonna be great. Grovyle is also definitely one I'm looking forward to with the with having played a lot of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Grovyle's obviously very iconic there, so I'm really looking forward to that as well. Chessington, how long does my videos take? They usually don't take very long to make, so I try not to make them take too long so I can make them all in a day, like make one every day. If I'm like taking my time with it, usually about a couple hours, but if I'm like pressed for time, I can push one out in an hour if I really need to. I can also prep the night before by like picking the colors I want to use and stuff like that, but yeah, usually I'm not in any rush to get it out, so it'll be like a couple hours. Alright, that's all the black beads. Now we can go on to the dark gray. Ichigo Kyogre is one of your fave legendaries? Yeah, definitely a good one. Also Aggron? Yeah, definitely. Aggron, that whole line's going to be fun too. That's a good Pokemon as well. Yeah, no, Gen 3 cooked hard. There are very few duds in that generation, I think. And I know the resolution is a little bit worse on the bead overhead in these. It's just I use a webcam to film to do the live streams, just because I normally use my phone for the videos that I make, and so the webcam doesn't have as good a quality. And then I also like touch up the imaging and editing, so hopefully it's still like relatively clear enough that you can see what's going on. But yeah, if the quality's a little bit worse on these, that's just the reality of what I'm working with. Maybe one day I'll invest in a big fancy camera when I have the ability to do so. Robert just came to say hi. Hey, Robert. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you giving me a wave. Is that all the dark gray? It might be. We move on to the slightly lighter dark gray. Generation 3 is the best. Definitely not a hot take. I think Gen 3 is definitely up there. It's tough to say with so many generations now, and especially being biased towards the older ones. But if you're picking Gen 3, I don't think you can get a lot of flack for that. Ichigo, would you be excited if the Pokemon Company contacted you for how cool your works are? Well, of course, that would be crazy. I highly doubt that would ever happen, but that would be cool. Of course I'd be excited. Is that all the 4? Might be all this gray. Yeah. Move on to the next one. Are you guys excited for the Pokemon 30th anniversary coming up? I know that is it's been a long time coming. There'll probably be some pretty exciting stuff coming with that. I haven't seen a lot of the news, but I do know that's coming up this year pretty soon, so that'll be something to look forward to for sure. In the right gray, am I? Where am I? Oh, no. Whoops, I got distracted. I thought that looked a little light. The 27th will be so cool. Pokemon Day is going to be amazing. I can feel it. Yeah, I hope so. I'm hoping we get introduced to the Gen 10 starters. Yeah, definitely. I feel like that would probably be a given. They've already been talking about Gen 10, right? So would make sense to announce the starters then. Let's go to this one. And we're getting really close to the end of Gen 2. We've only got a couple more left, like, can't point, but like Tyranitar there. Tyranitar was done today. Now we just have the last legendaries in Gen 2, which is pretty wild to think that it's like 250 days in already. It's wild. I never thought that I would make this many. My dream was always to fill my wall, but I never expected to really actually make it this far. So it's been a lot of fun. Do I have a favorite type that I pick for a starter? As a kid, I always picked the fire type. Except for Gen 4, I picked Turtwig. Because I loved turtles as a kid. And I mean, turtles are still cool. But yeah, otherwise, I usually lean to fire, maybe for like 60 or 70% of the games. But I'd veer off. It was more kind of like the Pokemon design that intrigued me as opposed to the typing. Some of the more later gen fire starters I wasn't as into, so I kind of leaned away from them, but Gen 4 was probably the biggest standout because I just thought Torterra was so cool. Nebula, you did the math. And the Perler bead for Pokemon Day is Wurmple. Wurmple, alright. That's honestly a good Pokemon for Pokemon Day. It's like, Wurmple's nothing... It's like nothing that special, but I kind of like Wurmple. I think he's just like the perfect combination of silly and cute, that it's like, you know, Wurmple represents Pokemon okay. They do a good job. I like Wurmple. I'm excited to make Wurmple. What are my ideas for the future after the wall is full? Oh, I still got a little while to figure that out, but I have a couple ideas in mind, but nothing's set yet. I'm imagining you may be able to get through Gen 4 if you squish, but so what's next? Or that future Gibs problem to discover? Yeah, probably future Gibs. Current Gibs is still working his way through it, but you know, we got some plans. We got some ideas for some fun stuff. I'm always open to suggestions as well. I like hearing people's ideas in the comments because sometimes I even take them. Vampy. Can't wait for the start of Gen 3, literally my favorite and best. Good take. I'm excited for it too. It's going to be a lot of fun. Paldea was the first time you went for a fire type? Interesting. You usually love the water types, Ichigo. Yeah, water types are great too. There are some really iconic ones. Shiny Wurmple's great. Purple Worm goes hard. Yes, getting Wurmple to evolve correctly is in fact a nightmare. Depending which direction you want to go. Sir Dragonite Boy, hello, welcome to the stream. And Ariane, welcome. Sneaking away from work, that's awesome. We hate work here. Just kidding, don't quit your jobs. Is it Heikel? Hilke? Is it Deutsch? Loves Shiny Turtwig? Can I call you Shiny Turtwig? I am a streamer now. Hooray. Second stream. Officially a streamer. What would I do once the wall is full? Well, we just talked about it. I have no idea. Maybe we find another wall? Maybe we work on a different project? Who knows? Sir Dragonite Boy, rock types are overhated? I don't know. I think there's some pretty loved rock types. Oh, it's Dutch. Okay. A Nederlander. Hilke. Gotcha. Well, guys, I think we're already done. I don't think I missed any beads in there. Now we just gotta tape it and iron this sucker. Chessington, what's my favorite legendary trio? That's tough. We might have just made them. Raikou, Entei, and Suicune? Pretty solid. I should get the iron heating up. You could always switch out the wall for the others, maybe? That sounds like a lot of work. I don't know if I want to necessarily put them all up to take them all down, but... Am I a language guy? Not really. I took a little bit of high school German and French, and I retained very, very, very little. So, if I was lost, I could maybe get by on some rudimentary German and even less French, and that's about it. Aeron line is your fave rock and steel Pokemon, Dragonite Boy? Yeah, that's... I mean, that's just iconic. Okay, I'm gonna do something that I don't normally do in my shorts, but this is a good practice for anybody who wants to do perler beading with the tape method. Poke holes in your beads. It's not a must-do, but it is, like, the best practice to do. So that's what I'm going to do, especially because these are so small. Normally, I can get away with not doing it because I just put them on my wall, and it usually only makes one side slightly worse because you get, like, blowouts in some of the beads when the heat gets trapped in there. But it is best practice to do. Since these might not get put up on a wall, I want to make sure both sides look nice. So we're just going to poke some holes. There we go. How do my Pokemon stick to the wall? This stuff. Sticky tack. Just rip off a couple pieces, slap it on the back. Slap them on there. Shiny Turtwig, you got Dutch, English, French, German, and sometimes Latin and Greek in school? Wow. So you are definitely a language person. All right, let's get this bad boy ironed. Oh no, a couple casualty beads. It's okay, very fixable. There we go. Grab our ironing paper. Pembry, welcome. You're a big fan? Thank you. I'm a big fan of you showing up to watch us here. This is great. We're having a good time. We're just getting through Unknown A, as long as I don't mess up this ironing here. Which color beads have been your favorite? I don't know if I necessarily have favorite colors. It's always fun to work with colors that I don't always get to work with, so some of the rarer colors, but I don't really necessarily have a favorite color of bead to use. Will you ever do the shiny versions of the Pokemon? Well, Burning Gundam 3 numbers. There's a chance we could do a shiny Pokemon today, but it's going to be all based on the luck of the die. We have to roll a nat 20 in order to encounter a shiny Unown today. So it could happen. It might not, but it could. The option is there. All right, let's get the second side ironed here. I thought the sticky tape stuck to it once you ironed it. No, there's no tape stuck to it. And there we go. Our first unknown. I guess second unknown. First of the stream. We got him done. I'm going to go put some heavy books on him, and then we'll start on the next one. I have been watching you since started uploading shorts. Wow, that's been a hot minute already. Thank you, Pembury. Thanks for being such a big fan. Unown is such a goofy Pokemon, which is why I love him. Yeah. Unown are very silly, very fun. I like them a lot too. Chessington, I gotta charge my phone now, but I might come back soon. That's awesome. Go, I don't want to burn all your phone batteries, so thanks for coming in, and feel free to check back later. Ichigo, that's so cool. The colors of Shiny Unown are so cool. Also, which generation games were your tops? I played a lot of Gen 1 and I played a lot of Gen 4. So the Gen 1 and the Gen 1 remakes and Pokemon Platinum and Diamond. Those took up most of my gaming hours as a kid, but I also have played a lot of Gen 2 on the Game Boy Color. And then after that I kind of fell off a bit, but I also played a lot of the Mystery Dungeon games. Alright, I have to find a picture of Unknown B now. We will be continuing in 1 second, y'all. Just downloading a picture for the stream. Whoa, he's here. And massive. There we go. Perfect. But is Unknown B gonna be shiny? That is the real question. We are shiny hunters here, Cora. We're hunting for a shiny Unknown. Will it be an Unknown B? We've got our fancy, beautiful D20, lent to me by my lovely roommate. Are you guys ready to see if we get a shiny Unknown B? We need a nat 20 to hit the Unknown B. Let's find out. What did we hit? I'm sorry to say, chat. It's an 11. We missed. We missed. We're gonna need more than 2 encounters, I guess, to hit the shiny. I should unplug the iron before I burn my house down. There we go. You started watching around the Growlithe. That was right around when I started doing... I think my first one I did voiceovers for was Arcanine. So yeah, you've been around for a minute now. That's awesome. You think Unknown? You think the letters in Unknown will be shiny UNOW? Okay, that's a take. That would be freaking crazy if we were to hit the Unknown letters as the shinies. That would be wild. That would be wild. But no shiny Unknown B. We're gonna start another regular Unknown. I'm rooting for that now. I want to get all the Unknown letters in the word Unknown shiny. That'd be sick. I think Unknown Q will be our only shiny. Okay, okay. What's everyone thinking here? What are our shiny hits? Or exclamation mark unknown? Unknown exclamation mark? That'd be a good one. Ichigo, your favorite Pokemon games that were not the mainline were Pokemon Puzzle Challenge and the pinball ones? Nice. I never played any of those, but I did like see them, and I never got to play them. But the other non-main series game I got to play a lot of was Pokemon Channel, and that game is like the ultimate cozy vibe Pokemon game. I still like get urges to play that sometimes for the GameCube. So good. New Pokemon Snap is peak? Yes, I also played that too. Cora, I remember being so excited when you started sharing cool facts about the Pokemon during the time lapses. Best part of the shorts, to be honest. Yeah, it was definitely a good idea. People were really wanting it, and so I caved and decided to put a little more effort into them, and I'm glad you guys enjoy it. Do I still have a GameCube? I do. Unfortunately, it is not reading discs properly anymore, so it doesn't play games that well, but I can still use my old Wii to play them, so sometimes I'll use my Wii to play some GameCube games. Shiny Celebi in honor of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2? Probably not for the wall, but Pink Celebi is super cool and definitely will eventually make that. Definitely eventually. You think Turtwig will be shiny? Yes, shiny Turtwig? I hope so, but probably not for the wall. You've been watching this series since Snorlax, which was like 100 days ago now. I know, it's crazy, right? It was over 100 days ago already, believe it or not. Yeah, Snorlax was great. What other anime do you like? Yeah, I got One Piece posters on the wall. Yeah, I have a lot of One Piece. I have more One Piece posters than, like, as big a fan I am. I just ended up with a lot of them. I've only watched the first, like, 400 and some episodes of One Piece, so it's, like, kind of a fake fan. But from what I watched, I enjoyed. I just kind of burnt myself out of it after a while. But what do I got? In terms of posters up here, I've got some Sword Art Online posters. I've got some... no other anime posters. But I do like Sword Art Online. I like Death Note. I like Steins Gate. That's a really good one. I've watched a fair few, and those are some of my favorites. What's my favorite unknown? Well, Jay, obviously. That's why it's on the wall. No, you guys picked the viewers picked Jay, and you know what? I was so honored that I chose it as my favorite. You only like Pokemon and the Beyblade anime? Beyblade is sick as hell. We love Beyblades. I had a bunch as a kid. Unfortunately, I think I got rid of them at a garage sale. I wish I would have held on to them, because Beyblades were cool, but definitely enjoyed playing with those as a kid. L and W unknown are your faves? Yeah, W unknowns. Can we get some W unknown in chat? I have so many Beyblades, as I'm not 18 plus actually. Well, Beyblades are fire, and I'm glad that they are still being used by the youth. As an old decrepit man, I definitely support the youth having Beyblades. We will not be making J, as I've already made J, so we'll be making the other 27 forms that exist. I think I'm done with the black beats now. It'd be funny for Kecleon. You can make the spot empty and say it's just camouflaging. That could be funny. That'd be a funny bit. Oh, no, these are supposed to be 5. Oopsie. I asked this last stream, but I would like to hear, I know I see some different people in chat, so I'd like to hear some of your guys' answers. What if I were to make bead sprites of other games or series or just anything that like wasn't Pokemon? What would be the franchise, the genre, the theme that you would be most interested in seeing? Shiny Turtwig, you gotta go sleep. It was great to have you in stream. Catch you later. Ariane, you also have to go back to work. That is, unfortunately, the truth. We all gotta go to work sometimes. But thanks for tuning in, and I hope you have a good rest of your shift. My Singing Monsters. That's like a phone game, right? That'd be interesting. I never played that. Oh, crud. I'm putting these in the wrong spot again. I am not locked in right now. Digimon? That'd be a good idea, Chico. I have a couple buddies that are really into Digimon. I should get their advice. Minecraft? Yeah, Minecraft is another fun one that I was thinking of too. I would look forward to doing that. And maybe some consoles. Oh, okay, you can play it on multiple platforms. Yeah, interesting. I'll take a look into that. Is that all for this one? That might be all for this shade. Move on to the next one. Sup, Joe? Thanks for hopping into the stream. Good to have you here. Cora, by the way, what did you do with the party hat Pikachu from the last stream? I didn't have time to stay along in that stream. That's okay. You didn't miss what happened to it. I ended up ironing it, and I posted a picture on Instagram and a post on YouTube of it finished. And now, maybe I'll show you guys at the end of the stream. I did put it into a frame, and I'm going to get Douglas, who recommended Party Hat Pikachu. I'm going to get them to draw a background for it. And so it's going to be a framed Pikachu with a hat, and he's going to draw a cool background for it. So that's kind of the plan right now. I'll bring it in to show you at the end of the stream. Someone remind me. Raihan? Sue! Welcome here. These Unown are a little tricky. I always end up placing the wrong shade in the wrong spot. Oops. Just like that. ArtCal has so many different shades of like grays and blacks that it's it's great for making these unknowns because you can shade them perfectly, but then sometimes I get confused. It's like, wait, which shade was I using for this? And then I get a little dizzy, but it's the price we pay for making these look as accurate as possible. Cora, you gotta head out? Alrighty, no worries. Thanks for stopping into the stream. Gotta go for your therapy. Awesome. We love to see people in therapy. Hope you have a good session. Ichigo, which Pokemon map do you like the best? Like Hoenn Johto or Kalos, that kind of thing? Yeah. That's a good question. You know, I haven't played a lot of the... Like, I don't think I ever played the Kalos region, really. I didn't play Alola. I played a little bit of Gen 5 and Gen 6. I don't think I played any Gen 7. And then I played a little bit of Gen 8 and Gen 9. But I think my bias is probably towards Gen 4, just because I played so much of it. And I also really like Gen 2 because they combine Johto and Kanto into one. So I really, really, really liked how you could go from Johto to Kanto. That was really sick. And also I think Gen 3 has a lot of cool towns, like Pacific Log Town, where it's like all just like floating on water on top of logs and Corsola. Like that's really sick. I think they and then like the treetop one where all the Kecleon are. They cooked in Gen 3 with some of those towns. You want to say that missing no for the light switch cover was genius and you're so happy it's on the wall? Yeah, that wasn't even my idea. I stole that from a YouTube comment. So if you leave good comments, there's a shot I will do it. But yes, I think it was a great idea and I really like how it turned out, except for the one part where it didn't cover the hole fully. Then I was kind of just like, what the heck? And I had to figure it out. But it worked out good. It turned out good in the end. The music of Lily Cove? Agreed. Some of those town themes are just incredible. So nostalgic. I really love Vermilion City for Kanto. That's probably my favorite town tune to listen to. Gosh, I'm getting the coffee burps a little bit. Anyways, you must go. Your partner and you have a date night. So fun. Oh my gosh. Go have a great time. I wish you guys the best. And thank you so much for stopping in. Go have fun. Just about done with Unown B. Just gotta get the whites of its eyes, I think. I was also wondering, for those of you watching right now, would a gaming stream ever be of interest to any of you? Could maybe play through a Pokemon game or do a Let's Play of something. I was thinking maybe trying to do a Nuzlocke at some point. I thought that could be a fun thing to do on stream. And then maybe if we get a team going together, we can make them out of beads on a live stream. I thought that would be kind of a cute idea, where, you know, it's like we have our starter, and then we can make them out of fuse beads on another stream. What do you guys think of that? That could be really fun. But we got Unknown B put together here. Gotta get them fused up. You're really fast with these? It just, I mean, I've made... if I can get out of the way. Made one or two. Made a few up here. Other way. So, like, you know, I've had a little bit of practice. Was there any of them you found the trickiest to do? No. I mean, it's just based directly off the sprite patterns, so sometimes the trickiest part is just picking the right colors. So if there's some Pokemon where I don't have the perfect color to match its exact tone that I want, that's oftentimes when I find it the trickiest. But like of actually constructing them, it's not. Like the process is all basically the same. Like it can be a little finicky to when you first try and do it, but after a while you just kind of just get the hang of it. Ichigo, you think that'd be cool? Yeah, I think it would be cool too. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and if people are down to do a run like that, I think that would be a lot of fun and could be a good way to have a reason to make something out of beads, because it can tie directly from the game. But that could be fun. Sage Mudkip, hi Jibs. Hello to you, Sage Mudkip. Welcome here. We're getting very close to making Mudkip on the wall. They are not very far away. So I hope you're looking forward to that. Cat Ringer Meyer. Cat Ringer St. Meyer? Is that how you pronounce your name? I'm gonna call you Cat, if that's alright with you. What is your number one Pokemon? My number one Pokemon? It's tough because I have different number ones for different reasons, you know? It's like asking someone to pick their favorite Pokemon is a very basic thing, but I make it very complicated because I have choice and decision paralysis. But my go-to answer is Nidoqueen. She was the first Pokemon I really played with in Pokemon Yellow back when I was a small child. I got her to level 100 over and over and over and over. And she just helped me carry me through Pokemon Yellow in my like first 6 playthroughs of it. And so I have a special place in my heart for her. But there's definitely others that I love. Mischievous Bull. I always try and catch them all, the Unown, and name them based on what letter they are. I mean, hey, that works. Go B. Just send them out. B. It out. I guess Unown, they're ungendered, right? I don't think they have a sex. Whoop. Heck yeah, Gen 3 is your personal favorite generation? Heck yeah, it's a great choice. We've had a few Gen 3 stands in the chat already. But all of your videos are awesome and fun to watch. Well, thank you. That means a lot to me. I'm glad that you enjoy them because I enjoy making them for people who like them. That's the whole incentive to keep posting. So, you know, it's fun for me, fun for thee. Ichigo, you have a friend whose favorite is Nidorino? It's so hard to find merch of it. Yeah, middle stage evolutions in general that aren't super popular, definitely hard to find merch for, I can imagine. But I know they made like plushies of all of the Pokemon now, so at least they can find a Nidorino plushie probably. All right, let's get some ASMR tape poking. I'll try and put the mic close so you guys can hear it. If I do this. There we go. Saint Blade, welcome. Second stream. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, we're on our second stream. Any special occasion for this one or just because? This one's just because. Because I finally have enough beads to start making all the Unown forms. I got a lot of the shades of gray that I need from the beads that ArtCal generously sent me. Let's pull some out here. Got some of this. We got some of this. So many different shades that they have. And it's perfect for making these Unowns. I got a bunch of this one. I got a bunch of these like almost black, dark gray that are perfect for it. And then I got like 2 or 3 other different shades that work perfectly. So that is the special occasion. Because I can. Cubber, 4 numbers. Glad to catch one? Heck yeah, I'm glad you caught it. I'm glad you're here. Feel welcome. Okay, let's get this boy ironed before my iron overheats and burns my house down. No casualty beads this time. Nice. Oh, my papers are still with this other Unown. We've done A. A has solidified. And now I need my paper. Christoph, welcome. I don't know if you have read my comments here and there, but I just wanted to say how much I enjoy your shorts. I watch them every day since day 11. My son also loves them. Have a nice day. Well, thank you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that. I don't know how you found day 11, because I only really started posting on around like Zubat, but you probably just started early, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's get this guy finished. Like I got a little over ironed on the bottom right of this one, but that's okay. I think it still turned out pretty good. Let's get you covered up. Perfect. Chat, are you ready? It's time to find out if we're going to be doing a shiny Pokemon for Unown Sea. We've got the fancy schmancy die. We gotta hit a natural 20 in order to encounter shiny Unown Sea. Here we go. Chat. I don't know if you can see this. What does a nat 1 mean? Does that mean it runs away? Does that mean we have to skip Unown Sea? What encounter could possibly be this bad? Does it KO our whole team? Are we just cooked? That's brutal. That's brutal. We're not getting shiny Unown Sea. We're not. That's a bummer. Let me go find a PNG of Unown Sea to ashamedly throw on here. Reverse shiny? Yeah, what is a reverse? Do I just make the eye black and the body white? Is that what happens? That is very much not a 20. Yeah. Yeah. That was a gut punch, frankly. Alright, Unown Sea. You very much anti-shiny. Oh my gosh. Shake the whole camera. Very much not shiny Sea. I guess we'll make you anyway. Negative Unown. Gotta refill my black bead container here. We're nearing the bottom, but I did go and grab a big bag of black beads, so we will not be running out anytime soon. Because I go through more of these than I do water, probably. Quit shaking light, you're fine. Where do we start? Where do we start on this natural 1 unknown? I think this is like... The IVs are terrible. We rolled a 1 and it's like 0 IVs across the board. Just the absolute lowest roll you can hit. 10, 15, 17... Uh-oh. No, I guess we can start here. And we go 5 up. There we go. It's got Poker Us. Yeah. Yeah, this unknown is probably... It's probably not good to have in my game file. I'm gonna hide this one somewhere extra special. Red body instead of blue, reverse shiny. That would be actually really cool to have like rainbow unknowns Just like all different colors, like red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Get like a bright pink Unown. That'd be a fun idea. Spell out the word rainbow in Rainbow Unowns. Definitely an interesting idea. Who are some of your guys' favorite shiny forms of Pokemon? Like, Unown's shiny is good, but it's not like an S tier shiny Pokemon. Who are some of like the S tier shiny Pokemon that exist? For me, I'm thinking Pokemon like Giratina. I think that Pokemon's shiny is crazy good. Definitely want to make that one at some point. Charizard's shiny is really good. Chandelure, where it becomes just like a regular Chandelure color. That one's sick as heck. Something like a Mega Gengar, where it goes Ghost White. Shiny Sylveon, that's a good one. Yeah, where it goes blue. That one's sick. Oop, I didn't go one down far enough. The shiny evolutions are very hit and miss, I think. Like, shiny Eevee itself, really good. The like silvery white, so iconic, so delicious. We love it. And then some of the evolutions, especially the Gen 1 ones, you know, Jolteon's okay. It's like green. Flareon's just kind of like pale. Vaporeon is the typical water Pokemon purple. But Sylveon is really good. And then you get the Gen 4 evolutions that are like barely different. If you blink, you'll miss them. So. But Gen 2 cooks. Espeon and Umbreon, big fan of those shinies. Some people don't like the Espeon green, but I'm kind of a fan. I kind of mess with that. I like some of the weird shinies. Is that too high? That is. I think it's here. Yeah, some of the early shinies are rough since they were working with such limited colors. Yeah, limited colors, and they were just like shifting the color value, right? Like they weren't custom picking each one's shiny value. It was sort of just, I don't know the exact way they did it because I'm not a game developer, but I know they just kind of like shifted the colors over, and that's why a lot of the water ones ended up purple, because the purple was really close to the blue. But you still love to hit them. It's still the thrill of getting that 1 in 8,000 back in the day, which I never got. I never hit one in the main series games until Gen 5. It's actually a funny story. Oh my gosh, I keep shaking this camera like crazy. I gotta find a way to stabilize that a little. But I had Pokemon Black or White. I forget which one. And it was early on into playing. I was like on an early route, and I ran into a wild Mienfoo. And I was new to the generation at the time. I had no idea what any of the Pokemon looked like. But I was like, the Mienfoo was purple, and I was like, I swear that thing isn't supposed to look like that. I didn't see the shiny sparkles because I was only like half paying attention. It was just like whatever, another wild encounter. And I was like, I don't even know if those are shiny sparkles, but I got like a few balls. I'm early on into the game. I'm just gonna catch it, and I'm gonna see if it is. Sure enough, it was a shiny, and I was like, dang, that's really awesome. And then I kind of just like stopped playing. I was like, okay, I'm kind of done. I don't know why I just stopped playing. I was kind of just like, kind of not into this right now. And so now I just have like a very low played through save file of Gen 5 with a shiny Mienfoo on it, and that's like it. So I got to get back to playing that at some point. Maybe I'll put some hours into that eventually. I'm doing the right color, right? Yeah, okay, I think I am. I wasn't even finished with the black beads. I don't know why I moved on to the gray beads right away, but oh well. Mischievous Bull, your first shiny was Mankey on Fire Red. That's not a bad shiny either. You get the Mint Monkey, right? That's cool. That's a cool one to hit, especially in the Gen 1 remakes, because those odds were still really hard. I think Gen 5 is when they moved down to 1 in 4,000 odds instead of 1 in 8,000. And so I kind of got one of the easier to hit shinies. But I've never really actually shiny hunted in any game before. Just hit one naturally and that was it. So maybe if you guys want to see that too. Thinking a Nuzlocke might be more fun for a stream. It's a little more engaging than just mashing reset all the time. But we could also maybe try doing a shiny hunt for a stream one time. That could be cool. Saint, you've been playing since Gen 1 through Galar, and I've never once run into a shiny in the wild in my whole Pokemon career. Wow. That would be me if I wasn't paying attention to that one Mienfoo. And then, you know, obviously in like Pokemon Legends Arceus, I played a fair bit of that. You know, those shinies are quite easy to find, but yeah, in the main series, I think I've only ever found that one. Which shiny Pokemon are your favorites? Like top 5 or 10? Top 5. Giratina's up there for sure. I love shiny Giratina, the like gold and silver and blue. So good. After that. Ooh. It's a tough. There's so many. It's so tough. What's the one that turns? I mean, shiny Gyarados, really iconic. Just one you get in the game. Super cool. Let me sit on that one. I'll mention them as I think of them. But number 1, Giratina, no question. Definitely my favorite shiny. I think, shiny Ponyta. Excellent one. The Blue Fire, delicious. Delicious, delicious. Let me look at the wall to get some inspiration. Shiny Mareep. Pink Mareep. We love pink sheep. What do I think about Pokemon number 385? Kind of mid. No, I'm just kidding. Jirachi rocks. Oh my god, I'm just shaking the camera. Jirachi is super cool. Was definitely one of my favorite Pokemon growing up. Wish-granting Pokemon? Sign me up. That is all of number 4. Alright, move on to these slightly lighter shades. Shiny Ninetales is also very pretty. You're right, Mischievous Bull. The gray Ninetales, the dark silver. Very majestic, very beautiful. Hey, Jared, welcome. You didn't miss the stream? No, you didn't. You are here. We're on to Unknown Sea. Any other 5s? I think that is all of those. If I were to play a Pokemon game on stream in the future, potentially, which generation would you guys want to see? Like, which game? I'm leaning towards some of the earlier ones, especially the ones that have good pixel sprites, like Gens 1 through 5, maybe even 6, because they would be easier to make out of beads if I wanted to do some of that as well. But I'm curious which ones you guys would be most interested in watching. Jared, your vote is Emerald. Emerald would be a good one. Emerald is a lot of fun. Gen 3 has some great stuff. Get a Rayquaza on the team. Rayquaza. Still don't know the proper pronunciation. I always said Rayquaza, but maybe Rayquaza is correct. I don't know. Same, you didn't get your first shiny till Gen 5 and it was a Patrat? Yeah. We kind of had the same experience there then. Patrat's honestly not a horrible shiny. They're a very goofy Pokemon, but they're shiny, not horrible. Mischievous Emerald, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Black and White 2. I never played Black and White 2. Maybe that'd be interesting to play. I'm debating whether or not I want to play a game I played before or I want to play a new one. Raph Entei, you called them Ray Ray just to make everyone mad? I think Ray Ray is kind of cute. It's not a bad name. You wouldn't have made me mad. Kana Kitty, my first ever shiny was Fungus, and I was actually pretty stoked about it. Awesome. Fungus is also a silly little guy. I'd be pretty stoked too. I mean, hitting any shiny, it's just very exciting. I remember my first time seeing Ray Ray was in the cutscene of Smash Brawl in the Subspace Emissary. Fox saves Diddy Kong? Yeah. I remember that too. You're right. That cutscene, that whole like video was really cool. All of the animations and stuff in all the Smash Bros. Games, but especially I remember in Brawl watching those a lot. And those are really sick. Those were incredible. The music and the animation were just so good. Doc cured my UTI. Incredible name. And I hope you're having a great day too. Thank you so much. I'm glad that the doctor cured your UTI. I hope it no longer burns. Almost done with this low roll Unown. For those who weren't here, we're rolling a d20 to determine whether we hit a shiny or not, and our Unown C rolled a natural 1. So this Pokemon is a very big disappointment to us. Sorry to all the Unown C fans out there, Unown C fans, but he let us down big time. Entei, you look forward to your video every day, man, since like day 50 something. You're a constant in my day life. Well, thanks, dude. Thank you for coming. How did you like Entei? I saw your comment on the short. I think Entei turned out really good on here, so I hope my video did it justice for you. Mischievous Bull, or if you can get it, maybe some GameCube games. True. Pokemon XD is a game that I played through as a kid as well. That would be fun. I think I played through it again as an adult, but that would be a really fun game to do as well. One more. Is that it? I think that is it. No, that's not quite it. What am I missing? Oh yeah, I'm missing the eye. Duh, the dunce. Kanakitty, C is my initial, and that luck tracks. That's brutal. I'm sorry. I hope you stop rolling natural ones in your daily life. Let this unknown take all of your bad luck for you. I hope that you only hit 20s from here on out. Entei, it was magnificent? Good. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed. The legendary beasts were a lot of fun to make. I had fun making those ones. I wasn't fully familiar with their backstory, and so it was really cool reading up on that and just seeing how incredible they the representations of the atrocity that happened. That's really cool. I had a deeper appreciation for them now after making those videos, for sure. Oh, I'm supposed to put some 2s there. Okay. Pokemon XD is so peak. It is. That game, so good. The soundtrack slaps, the gameplay slaps, everything is just great. Would play it again. You wish you had Battle Revolution as a kid? The game has better animation than ZA. Yeah, I didn't have Battle Revolution either. That would have been cool. But yeah, I haven't played ZA yet either. I had a ton of fun with Arceus, but just with I don't have a Switch 2. So just with the performance of how a lot of the newer games run on the Switch, it just kind of like turned me off a bit from playing the newer games without having a Switch 2. Because I played I played through most of Pokemon Violet, and I just kind of got fed up with like the frame stutters and all of how like laggy it was to play. And after having played Arceus, where the movement, Arceus, whatever, where the movement felt so smooth and nice, and then having to go to Violet, where it felt a lot more clunky and just not as enjoyable, it kind of soured me on it a little bit, and so I never ended up fully finishing the game. But I would give it another shot. I don't plan on getting a Switch 2 though, so I probably won't be playing much of those until if I ever decide to bite the bullet and do that. But that's okay. Are you subscribing to the theory that the beasts used to be Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon? You know, I'm open to it. I kind of just like that it's a mystery. I mean, it would be cool to know, but I'm at the same time, I'm kind of just like, I also don't want to know. I kind of want them to just remain mysterious Pokemon that are now these powerful gods, like caring for the land. I think that's just like a very fun folktale to be left as a folktale. But at the same time, I do like the theory crafting. And there we go. Unown C. I had Gale of Darkness, but I never completed it. It's worth completing. It really is. It's so good. That gameplay is a lot of fun. Even as an adult, I had a ton of fun playing that. It holds up for sure. All right, let's get this guy taped up. If you're doing beads at home and you're using the tape method, always make sure you rip enough tape to cover over the sprite. You want to make sure you're going well over the edges so that you can kind of tape it down like this and it doesn't pop up and like fling your beads everywhere. So you always want to pull a little bit more than what you think you actually need, so that you're not causing yourself issues later. I've learned that the hard way, so Just if it looks like a lot of extra tape, it's because it is, and it makes it easier. Okay, why don't we do some more hole poking? I agree, and I dislike the new forms in Scarlet and Violet. That's valid. That's a valid criticism. Kana Kitty, Legends Arceus was so amazing, and I don't feel like ZA should have been a Legends game. It was just like XY2, aka XYZ, and I wanted AZ 2000 years ago. That, yeah, no, I don't disagree. I thought that the city landscape seemed kind of cool, but again, I also haven't played the game, so I don't know exactly how it turned out. But I thought there was definitely cool things they could do with the city. One of the criticisms that I've just heard is that it feels kind of empty. And what I was kind of like with Hisui, having it feel empty is okay because it's like way in the past, and it's sort of like you're exploring this barren landscape, and like the nature is sort of what you're looking for. You're looking for these like cool mountainous regions and in these like open plains and swamps and stuff like that. But in ZA, if it's feeling empty, it's like this is supposed to be like a hustling, bustling big city with like tons of different little corridors too you can go through. And if it's not fulfilling that goal, then I feel like they're probably not doing it correctly. Again, that's an opinion of me who has not played any of the game or watched any playthroughs of it, so just something I've heard. You wish Chugga Conroy would see your work. He's currently doing a Heart Gold Soul Silver Let's Play. Interesting. I've never heard of them before, but you know, shout them out. Shout out to them. Okay, let's get hole poking. I'll move the mic close if you want to listen to the crunchies. There we go. Why am I poking the holes? It's so that when I iron it, the heat has somewhere to escape, and it doesn't cause the beads to explode, basically. What can happen when you iron something without poking the holes is the heat will get trapped between the tape and the bead, and it'll have nowhere to go. And so it's just going to cause the bead, instead of like fusing closed, to expand, and it causes weird blowouts and holes on one side. And so poking the holes allows the hot air to escape, and it melts more evenly, and it causes less blowouts. Have you seen the Pokemon movie with the Unowns? You know, I want to say I have, but it's been so long ago that I just do not remember. And yes, Jared, you do need to play Legends Arceus. It is... When I was playing it, it felt like my favorite Pokemon game I had ever played. It was so much fun. I spent like an entire weekend playing it. It was like I put in like probably 20 hours over a weekend just playing through it. It was the most fun I had had in a Pokemon game since I was a kid. And I was probably like in my mid-20s. So definitely worth the whatever you can find it for. All right, let's give this a little rub. And let's get this thing ironed. Is how Unknown B turned out. Looking good. We'll have a whole alphabet soon. A and B. You rewatched the first Pokemon movie 2 days ago and you cry every time. It's a great movie. It is really a great movie. The first 3 Pokemon movies are the best. I could agree with that. I need to rewatch a lot of those. I'm not a huge movie person. I don't just like watch a lot of movies. I often spend my time on YouTube or watching shows or something, so I gotta get into some more movies. Pokemon Heroes wasn't bad, or the Zoroark movie, and yeah, a lot of the new ones I haven't seen at all, so I really gotta get into those. Alright, let's give this thing an iron. I gotta lock in for the ironing. There we go. That turned out pretty good. Let's finish this last side. And voila, Unown C. In all of its natural one glory. Let's get this guy completely covered so that it stays flat. You remember me saying I like Darkrai. I do like Darkrai. I must watch The Rise of Darkrai. Is that another movie? I didn't realize Darkrai got his own movie. I definitely have to check that out. Cora, you have returned. No shiny yet? No. C rolled a lovely natural 1. So we did not get a shiny Unknown C. We got an opposite shiny. We got 0 IVs, like level 1 absolute garbage. Still ran away from us. Couldn't even catch with a Master Ball Unown. So, but you came just in time for our next roll. This is what we want. We want the 20. We want to see a shiny Unown. But the fate is not in our hands. Our fate is in the roll. Well, this is a lot better. Unknown D won't be a complete and utter failure like C was. 17 is not a 20, though. So we're still making a regular Unknown D. Let me find an image of Unknown D. Massive. There we go. All right. Yes, we hit a better roll at least, but we still no shiny. We still have, how many have we made? We've made 3 plus J, and there's 28 in total. So this is number 4 of the stream, number 5 in total. We'll be rolling 27 times. So we have the odds in our favor that we'll hit at least one shiny, right? That's how odds work. We're guaranteed one. What do I use to make them flat? I have a old linear algebra textbook from a class I almost failed, and a Pokedex guide to Heart Gold and Soul Silver on top of them. Just 2 heavy books. And while they're cooling, you just put it over there to keep them flat. And then once they're cooled off, you can take them out, and they are perfect. So you don't have to use a linear algebra textbook. Any old textbook will do. I also have a physics one that I sometimes use, but I get a little PTSD from that one. All right, let's get started on Unknown D. The lighting got a little dark. Let me see if I can reset this here. Hopefully it comes into focus. Linear algebra is great for that. My book was a great TV stand. Yeah, that's about all that I've used linear algebra for since, so. I passed, but only by technicality. Start from here. You're gonna come back in 30? All right, Jared, I'll hold you to it. If you're not back in 30, chat is gonna spam L Jared at you. I'm just kidding. Take your time. C was a disappointment? Indeed, Cora. I'm sorry it was the first letter of your name there, but C was in fact a disappointment. Chessington, you're back. Welcome back. We're starting on Unknown D. Still no shiny encounters yet. Camera just feels a bit darker. I don't know why it's not focusing. Focuses when I put my hand there. What if I put some beads in the middle? Oh well. Hopefully you guys can still see it relatively okay. The stream has been great, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying. Hoping to just bring some chill vibes while I work on these so that it's not as boring. It's a lot more fun to interact with you guys while I'm making these instead of just having to grind them out myself for just in the confines of my office. Stans, hey, are your creations before Ponyta still available to watch? Yes. I have them. So when I started making these, I only posted them on YouTube, and even before that, I made like the first 40 or so off camera because I wasn't even thinking of uploading them. I just wanted to have a cool wall. So the first 40 Pokemon didn't have videos, didn't have shorts initially. They don't have shorts. Then I started posting at Zubat on YouTube just as motivation to keep going. And then after people started enjoying them, I was like, okay, well, let's maybe post these on Instagram and TikTok as well. And so if you came from either of those places, it will have only been up to Ponyta. So you can find the shorts up to Zubat on my YouTube shorts. And I made a long form video remaking the first 40 so that all of them were in videos. So you can check those out right here on my YouTube channel. Thank you for the shameless plug opportunity. that's the outline done for D. There we go. All right, let's get some of the grays in here. Do you guys have any fun ideas in chat for what I should do with these unknowns? I gave a couple ideas at the beginning of the stream. Maybe hide them around my house somewhere, or maybe put them on my ceiling, floating around my light. What do you guys think in chat? What's a good idea to do with my, all these unknowns I'm gonna have running around? Any other creative thoughts or ideas? Any good ideas to steal? Something that might make fun content. You need to get a circle mirror to put them around like a portal? That sounds sick as hell. You're totally right, I definitely do need to do that. Magnets for the fridge? That's also a good idea. I like the magnets idea, that's cool. Or some kind of fancy antique frame and put unknown text in there with the Perlers coming out. Ooh, now we're getting creative. Get some of the Alf ruins or something going. An Alf lithograph. I'm glad you find the stream cozy, Cora. That's awesome. That's the vibe I'm going for. Not gonna be hooting and hollering too bad. Unless we hit a shiny, then I'm popping off. Okay, what's next? More gray. The Unown Alpha Runes music is creepy. Yeah, it is. I think I've used it in some of the shorts. This is not the right color, is it? Turns into a bowl of ramen because yes. Is that what you want me to do with the Unown? Turn them into ramen? That's going to be a tough ask. That one's going to be tough. Next Perler project? Ramen. There we go. Which games soundtracks do you enjoy listening to? Which games soundtracks? Are we just talking games in general? Are we talking Pokemon? Because which games in general? I mean, I think the Pokemon soundtracks are some of the best. There's some good Legend of Zelda soundtracks out there too. I'm not sure. That's a tough question. Would you ever do a Perler of Mossy Snorlax? That would be a good one. I would definitely consider it. Yeah, that could be a fun stream. Pokemon and other games? Yeah, from Pokemon, I think Gens 1 through 4 have the most nostalgic music to me, so I'd listen to those soonest. Other games? To think on that. I don't listen to a ton of game music outside of just like background music kind of thing. But Pokemon would be my first go-to. Am I done with this color? I think I am. Digimon Cyber Sleuth has some good tracks. Interesting. Oh, actually, a game I've never played, but I do think the soundtrack is good, is the, can't remember which one it is, but it's the Sonic game, one of the newer ones. It has some crazy good tracks that I vibe with hard. I think Hoenn had a great soundtrack, though Johto has my heart. That is so valid. The Johto music, I see. The thing with Johto for me is I played most of it on my Game Boy Color, and that thing I dropped so many times that the speakers kind of stopped working. So I didn't really get to play with sound on a lot of the Johto games that I played, like Crystal and Gold and Silver, even though I played through all of them. It was, I never got as much of the music as I did in some of the other games, so it doesn't hit as hard for me, but I do, like, it still hits. I do enjoy it still. Unown D is getting close to D for done. Sorry I'm late, no worries. Sworn through Belial. Welcome here. We are working on Unown D right now. Just finishing it up. Glad you could tune in, even if you're not right at the beginning. Well, I'm glad you're awake, and you can be here for the cozy vibes. Ichigo, you played Johto on your Game Boy Color too? Mine was like the magenta colored Game Boy. Nice. Mine is the, I had the turquoise cyan one. I got it from, my parents got it for me from one of their friends whose kid didn't want to play it anymore. And so they were able to get it for me for free. I was very lucky. And that was my first like handheld console. So I was really excited to get that for Christmas one year. And there we go. D is for done. You got yours for Christmas too? Look at that. We had the same Pokemon introduction. Probably still have mine lying around here somewhere. One of my closets. Alrighty, let's get this guy taped the heck up. I'm really bad at not bumping the table. I am doing that way too much. Alright. Do we want to hear some more poking of holes in the tape? That's what's coming up next. to tell exactly where they are sometimes. Your sister got you another one. It's the purple see-through one and got me Pokemon Yellow. Yes, Pokemon Yellow representation. We love it. I don't know where my magenta one is, but I think I still have it at my mother's. Nice. Nice, nice. Oh my gosh, I'm sending everything everywhere. Alright, gotta get this bad boy ironed. Here's how Unknown C turned out. Not bad. I'm gonna stand for this one. And there it is. We got Unknown D. Done and dusted. Alright, let's get him covered up. So we got 3 letters done. 4 letters. We got A, B, and C here. And D is getting pressed. You will pet the cat sleeping next to you for shiny luck. That's good, because I think unknown E is going to be our last one of the stream here. We're already over 2 hours and 20 minutes. Where does the time go? But we got enough time for one more. So let's roll for good luck. We need a natural 20 on this beautiful die. Purple and silver. Can we do it? Everybody cross your fingers. Everybody pray. Okay. Who was praying for a 6? Fess up right now in chat. Who was praying for a 6? That is not what we were looking for. We were looking for a 20. It's not a 1. Sorry, that was really loud. It's not a 1. But that is not a shiny. It's time to make unknown E. Give me 1 sec. E. All right. Before we get started, we're going to take a quick 5 for a bathroom break. So stay tuned. E will be starting in just a few minutes. Hello. Welcome back. Metasword, welcome to the chat. You've been watching since the beginning. I appreciate you for that. I appreciate everybody who's watched even one video, even for 1 second, even if they've just like thought about watching. It's been great. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for being here. We're going to start on Unknown E. I need some extra reverb on my mic or something to hit the E right, but I'll have to figure that out next time. There we go. And thank you for making such amazing content. Oh, well, thank you for watching my incredible, amazing content. No, it's fun to make. If I wasn't having fun with it, I wouldn't make it. And the fact that you guys are all sticking around to watch is already more than I can ask for. So thank you very much. I even get to work with cool brands like ArtCal. Can you guys believe that? I just sent them an email and they were happy to work with me. Send me some free stuff. Like, so cool. You guys made that possible, so shout out to all of you guys out there watching. It means a lot to me. Let's see, this is 12, 14, math, art, 7, 19. And then up. Infamous Raccoon, thank you for being here. And don't you dare tell me to get back to work, even if you're just joking. I hate working. This is for fun. But thank you for being here as I drop my tweezers in my beads. we make it through E, that'll be 5. And I think that'll take us right close to the 3-hour mark. So, you know, we can probably have maybe 5 parts to this stream series. That could be fun. Maybe we'll try and make it a weekly thing. I'll try and go live at least once a week. And we'll try and get through all the unknowns. That could be fun. I think I'd like to try and do that more consistently. Try and get some streams going every week. Weekly streams would be really fun. Heck yeah, they would be. I think so too. As long as I can find time to fit it in. Might not always be on Tuesdays. We might have to switch the day around some weeks, but I'll definitely like keep posting it on socials when I plan to, and maybe we can work out a more concrete schedule in the future. It's just so happened that these last 2 streams work best for me on Tuesdays, but that doesn't mean that it's set in stone by any means. How many more subscribers till you get a YouTube play button? I believe the first one comes at 100,000. So we are quite a ways off that, but getting 20,000 was already way more than I ever expected. I remember when I first started uploading these videos and people started subscribing, I thought to myself, if I can get 1 subscriber for every video I upload, that would make me happy. I would be really thrilled with that. And we're closer to like 100 subscribers per video, which is wild to think. Far more than I ever expected to be interested in this silly little hobby. But I'm extremely grateful that so many of you want to. Because it's so fun, actually. It just makes it so much more enjoyable to do invest time into my hobby. I get to have a bunch of people just hanging out with me. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll hit 100,000. That'd be crazy. I'll have to save space on some of my walls somewhere to hang that if that ever happens. Jared, your videos are amazing. I watch them every day. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I make them every day, so I'm glad that you do. I see you commenting all the time too, and I appreciate that. That's that one, I think. That's where you put the unknown when you get it? Yeah, cover a YouTube play button in unknowns. That would take a long time. I need a place for them in the meantime, though. Definitely an idea that can work in the distant future if that were to happen. You put effort to comment on every video. I notice it, and I appreciate it, man. It is much noticed, much appreciated. Is this the right color? Yeah, this is the right color. Second guessing myself. The grays start to blend together when you stare at them too long. Think that's all for that color. Let's move on to the next one. Put them around it like they're swarming. Yeah, they're the reason I got it. Would make a fun Instagram post one day. Is that all for that color? Almost. Boom. Okay, let's go for 3. This color. The E has a pretty cool position, yeah. It's got a lot of rigid edges, so it makes it stand out a bit more. You get like the circular ones like C and D, they almost look interchangeable. Which Gen 4 Pokemon am I most excited to make? Ooh. Definitely one of the legendaries, like Darkrai or Giratina. Darkrai is one of my favorites, so definitely interested in making him, or it. And Giratina rocks, so definitely those will be sick. Played a lot of Pokemon Platinum. But for just like basic Pokemon... Gen 4. Turtwig will be fun. But the starters feel like a cop-out. What's like one that I would want to make? Ooh, I think Spiritomb. Spiritomb will be cool as heck to make. The ghost Pokemon are always cool. I think I'm definitely looking forward to Spiritomb. That one will be sick. Or maybe Garchomp. Boom. That's another unknown. Which Gen 2 Legendary are you most excited to do, Ho or Lugia? I'm excited for both of them. They're just so cool. I was a Pokemon Silver player, more so than I was Gold, because the Gold version that I bought, the battery died quickly, or so you like couldn't save. So I played through Silver a lot more than I did Gold. So I lean, and I also had Soul Silver, so I think I lean Lugia, but I mean, come on, how can you not like Ho-Oh? It's just so iconic. Let's get this thing taped up. Spiritomb is one of your favorites, Canna Kitty? Yeah, for sure. Spiritomb is sick. Spiritomb makes a very cool pumpkin at Halloween. That would be, wow. Carving a Spiritomb into a pumpkin, that would be fire. All right, let's get these holes poked. All right. Now let's get this bad boy ironed. One casualty bead. Saved. We've got D. Time to lock in. And there we are. Got the E. When you were a kid, I called Ho-Oh Ho-Ho because I was reading it too fast. That's cute. Let's get this guy under some textbooks. And we have finished and pressed A, B, C, and D, all done. This way. Let's get them under the overhead. There we go. Plus E done, being pressed now. That's 5 unknowns done. It's a pretty good stream, I think. No shinies, unfortunately. The die denied us those today. We weren't able to hit that nat 20. But we will try again, hopefully next week. I'll post on socials what time or what day you can expect. So I'm hoping to get another stream in next week. And I do remember I did promise to show you guys Pikachu with a hat in the frame. So I'm going to go grab that, and I'll show you guys. I'll be right back. And here we have Pikachu with a hat. Oh, fully framed. You can see the reflection of my stream in the glass. Beautiful Pikachu. Pikachu with a hat. Fully framed, and it's gonna get a nice background in the black here. Gonna get something drawn in there. And I brought one other thing to show you folks. I know last streams people were asking what other Perler creations I had made, fuse bead creations. And I've made quite a few over the years, well before I started making content. But this one, I believe, outside of being like a child just messing around with them when I was like 6 years old, this is the first thing I ever made. I'm pretty sure. It was actually a bigger project for the first thing I ever made. You'd think it'd be something a little bit easier, but I remember going to a con. It was either a Comic-Con or just something with an artist alley. And I saw people selling fuse bead art, and I was like, oh my goodness, I remember doing that. And so I immediately thought of Pokemon. And so the first thing I ever made when I got home and I got some of those beads going was this Mewtwo. This was the first ever real fuse bead creation that I made. And for it being my first project, I think it turned out pretty good. The ironing is really uneven in a lot of parts because I was not very practiced with the iron. And it's also kind of warped because I didn't realize that I needed to put heavy stuff on it so that it wouldn't bend. But yeah, this was the first ever thing that I made. And maybe next streams I'll show you guys some more stuff that I've made. previous to making content. But yeah, even though it was the first thing I made, it's still one of my favorites, and I think it turned out pretty good. It's an iconic Pokemon. He's so cool. But yeah, that's what I got. Anyways, we're approaching the 3-hour mark here, so I think that is where we're going to call it. Helium. I love Unown. They're my favorite Pokemon. Well, then this was the stream for you, my friend. I hope you got to catch a bunch of it, and if not, the VOD will be up on YouTube. We got 5 forms done today, which means there'll probably be like 5 more streams. 5 streams total. Can get through the next 22 in about 4 more streams probably. So yeah, that'll be fun. That Mewtwo is dope. It is dope. It's awesome. This guy's sick as heck. But yeah. Sweet. Thanks everybody for tuning in. This was a lot of fun. And I hope we get to do this next week. I'll let you guys know. Keep you posted. One of the most cozy streams in a while. Yeah, it was great. And yes, hopefully next week, fingers crossed for that shiny. All right, folks. Take care. See you next time.